go.
Boom. Boom. Pause.
Is she talking to you?
Now we're recording. We live. We're both recording.
Now we're officially live? All right, bet.
All right.
Well, for all those who are listening to this in the future, welcome to the KnowItAlls podcast, brought to you by Merrimack Elite.
Welcome. Sponsorships off the Ripski.
Sponsorships off the rip. You know, we come off first episode, we sponsor, motherfucker. You know how this rocks. You know how we rock.
Sir. All right.
I believe we should keep the cussing down to, just a slight minimum.
I mean, we gonna be respectful, but hey, listen, it's the real world out here.
We gonna be reputable.
Hey, this is the real world out here, cuz.
This ain't no fake Matrix world, brother.
This ain't no motherfucking.
We are not living in Apex Legends. We're not picking up rounds right now, man. We can't be walking around picking up some R9s.
Yeah, we can't be looking out for third parties right now, bro. We gotta be on point.
No. We gotta be running solo trios.
All right, I got a couple topics. You feel me?
Okay, all right.
That I was thinking about.
You came prepared.
Low key, because I was like, I want to talk. I want to like, because this is some shit I was thinking about. There's two things I was thinking about, but first thing, so I went.
We gotta go intros. First, we should start with intros. No cap.
Facts.
All right, start with intros. Let me hear a little about yourself, man. Tell the people where you reside, not your address, not your social security. They don't need to hear all that. They don't need your credit card numbers, your medication.
I grew up on. My name on my first pet was, I got you.
You need a security password. Security questions for your password.
Hey, all right. My name is Miles Taki. Virginia boy. Born, not raised. Low key.
Not raised.
I'm out here, professional Bob the Builder.
Special cow herder.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, just a grinder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, tell them what you do right now. Tell them the grind you're doing right now.
I'm grinding. I'm making that bread, stacking that bread, fucking these hoes.
Definitely doing neither of those. Definitely doing neither of those.
Nah. But I'm focusing on, it's a different type of grind. I'm on that life grind. I'm on that living the best possible life I can and figuring out how to navigate these waters, It
could be treacherous,
It can be real slippery out here. You know what I mean?
Real slippery, bro. Don't get caught slipping.
Nah, so I'm aspiring dog trainer, working slow and steady.
Love to hear that. That's what you're saying.
On the grind, But
yes,
nah, man, that's what I'm about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm Danny Andriolo. Coming off real cocky off the rep.
You said was your name, nigga. What you mean?
What?
All you said was your name. You ain't that cocky.
I've said for those of you who don't know.
Oh, okay. We supposed to know. Okay, my bad.
No. But pretty much trying to be an aspiring full-time trainer. Just trying to change lives, pretty much.
Change the world out here.
Change the world. Become wise beyond my years. Just take the knowledge that I gain from everything that I do, the experience that is life itself. Gain as much wisdom as I can and becoming the best version of me that I could possibly be. So that way bring as many people up with me as I can. So that's the main purpose of this KnowItAlls podcast. Like, yeah, we're young as hell. Like, I'm turning 21 early next week. And you're what? Tell the people.
I'm 20. I'm
20.
20.
20-year-old KnowItAlls.
Yes, sir. Out here.
20-year-old KnowItAlls, because that's the whole point. Yeah, we can say this is our podcast. We can say whatever the fuck we want to say. We can do whatever we want to do. We can speak however we want to speak. It's the fact that we're secure enough what we're saying, like, it's just what it is. We're confident in what we say. We're confident in what we know.
And that's the beauty in it, is that y'all get to say whatever the fuck you want to say, and we get to have a discussion because, we know it alls, but we don't actually know it all. So
exactly.
Speak your mind. This is a conversation. This is a sharing of ideas. This is a sharing of traditions. This is a sharing of cultures. Speak what you gotta say.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss, and fuck bliss. Bliss didn't create shit. You know what I'm saying?
It only blisters. You know, when you wear like a pair of shoes with no socks, man. That's kind of what we're not trying to be like that. We're trying to be a nice pair of
we just wear,
just super comfortable Skechers.
Yeah, we wear socks all the time, man. We don't do that shit. You know.
Yeah, bro. We wear socks in the shower sometimes. Like I shower with socks on.
I sleep with socks on. I'm a degenerate.
Well, you have to. You have to.
I got spiders in my room, cuz.
You just be getting attacked.
Bro, no lie, bro.
Miles be waking up with a spider's nest around his feet. A bunch of spiders with a foot fetish just running after you.
New definition to webbing, bro. That shit
just a bunch of perverted fucking spiders just coming after you.
Fucking my blood, bro. I got that juicy blood.
Got that juice.
All right. Now we got the intros done.
Let me hear. What kind of topic you feeling today?
All right. So this is. I was thinking about this, right? I told you about the shorty at Chick-fil-A. You know.
Oh yeah. She hit you up.
Yeah, we've been talking. We said some shit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, we making moves. Okay, but now this what I was thinking about. I was in line, bro, and I was like thinking about this. I'm like, man. I was like, why the fuck? I pulled in that shit. That shit is always packed. Always, bro. There's never a time when I go past Chick-fil-A or go into Chick-fil-A that it is not out.
People love their artificial chicken sandwiches.
It's not that, bro. It's not that.
We know what it is. What is it, Miles? Tell the people.
I think it's obviously it's a combination of things, right? They got fine bitches there, obviously.
Fine women. We don't degrade women. We gotta say women.
So, speak for yourself. Nah. They could be classy bitches. Okay, bitches. It's okay. You can be
it's just
bitch.
how you say it. How you say it.
You know, it's no disrespect. It's just, you know, I look at a tree, I go, that's green. I look at a frog and I go, that's disgusting. I look at a female, I go, that's a bitch. You know,
I look at the ground, I say, whoa.
You say, whoa, where the fuck am I?
I go, why am I sitting in the middle of the highway?
I look at the ground. I look up,
and then all of a sudden I'm flying. Like,
you know, that's just reality. That's reality.
Just how I live. That's just how I live, bro.
But now, so I'm sitting in line, and I'm like, man, why are they so successful? Like, what really sets them apart? And I was like, man, I think it is the service. Like the main factor in what creates that pull and that market is the service you get, because you will never I have not had one negative experience with one person there ever in my life.
Oh, they're all chipper. They're all pretty cool. And like whenever we go up here, like whenever you're visiting up here,
like anywhere I've been, they have been the nicest, like the most accommodating. Like, so
that's kind of what they're known for.
Exactly. So this is what I was thinking. I was like, why is that? And I noticed, like, this is the thing. You know what they say every time, Danny? You're an employee. I go, you're an employee. Ready? I'm a customer.
Yeah.
I pull up in line. Right? I give you my order. Let me get a spicy deluxe combo large. Okay. Half and half sweet tea, lemonade, Arnold Palmer. Let me get Chick-fil-A sauce with a fry.
I'm smiling at me, looking in my eyes. I'm like, yeah, awesome. Oh, how are we doing today? Are we having a great day?
Smile, look at me in my eyes like I'm a human or some shit. Like, nah, this ain't no McDonald's.
This ain't McDonald's. We ain't throwing the bag through the drive-through.
We ain't missing half your order when you pull through.
We're going to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Yeah. What?
Welcome to Chick-fil-A. Can I take your order, yo? Here, you need an oil change? I see your tires need rotation. Let me rotate them. Come on. Pull into the second line. You come into the second line, you get auto service. You come in the first line, you're getting dental service.
Hey, you look lonely.
A free teeth cleaning.
Hey, third line we got hose. Third line. Third
line is just for women.
We got a strip club.
We got oh my goodness, we got a car wash.
So but this is the interaction. I give you my order, right? And that's what I say. I say thank you. What you say?
Have a great day.
That's not what you say, bro.
I
What do
don't
you
know.
say?
What do they say? What does
My
they say?
pleasure.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It is my pleasure
They
to
have
have
like my
taken your
bro.
order today. They have to. That's right. I knew it was something. I'm just not hip to it like that.
So my brother, right? My brother Sam worked there, for like a year and a half, right? Every time someone says something, you gotta say my pleasure, my pleasure, right? Okay, now think about it like this. What are affirmations, my guy?
What are affirmation? It's desires.
Yeah. So but what affirmations can be, I'm saying
All
not the whole
pleasures,
scope of
like
it.
pleasures.
No. This is what I'm saying.
What the
You know how
hell?
when you're talking to yourself, an affirmation is confirming something about yourself, about your experience. So I'm saying, like, you can be like, you can say something about yourself, and if the more you talk to yourself positively, the more you believe it, right?
What? Say that again.
Okay. Listen. So if I'm like building confidence, right, and I'm trying to build my confidence and keep growing it. Like, I will talk to myself and be like, I do this shit. I'll be like, man, I'm that man. I'm the one. Like, I'll talk to myself like like I'm my own, personal motivational speaker. Like, I'll talk to myself
You're
like
your
that.
biggest advocate, bro. All geniuses
Exactly.
talk to themselves.
Exactly. But you talk to yourself, but the dialogue you have with yourself, what you say, becomes your reality. So if you're constantly thinking about, oh, I'm not worth it, I'm not this, I'm not that, what does that
Oh
person
yeah,
think of me?
negative
What is
self-talk.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
All
So
right.
what if Chick-fil-A strategically put that in place, that saying, knowing that people would say my pleasure enough, and eventually it would actually be that person's pleasure to serve that person.
I mean, yeah, when you say it enough, you start to believe a lot of the things. Like you become your habits.
Mm-hmm.
Like you become your habits. So if you continue, like what you say, like I heard it. I was listening to Jeff Logan's podcast. It was he was like, because he believes like words are a spell. Like the way you put your words, the things you say, like they really matter. So it's when you're like, oh, my pleasure. Like it's the same thing as when someone says, how you doing today? Like when you say, how we doing today, right? Or it's like, hey man, how we doing today? Your response to that question is actually a very big way to change your habit.
Mm.
Just simple right there. Like whenever I say it to people at the gym I work at, I'm like, yo, how we doing today? And I'll hear the good, oh, I'm doing fine. I'm all right. I say it differently.
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh, yo, how we doing today? Whenever someone asks me, I'm like, oh, I'm living. I'm living. I woke
Yeah.
up
You got
breathing
that.
today. I woke up breathing today. Like I'm living. I'm alive.
Yeah. Got that energy you talking
I'm
about.
alive, son. I'm alive. I woke up breathing. I woke up happy. Like today's another chance. Today's a day to be great. Do as much as I can to get toward my goals today. You know? And sometimes it requires rest. Sometimes it requires just lounging. That's the thing, is
So
like that's the perfect thing for this type of podcast. Is it's like, yo, on the days that you rest, you can still be productive and you can still talk to your boy. You can still talk to people. You can
still
still
being
talk to yourself
yeah.
and just try to get into just keep those habits going. Just keep them floating. Not throwing yourself out of whack. Not doing some BS. Like you are your habits pretty much. Like if you want to be
It's
great, if you
you
want to, like, it's the same thing, right? So since I'm a trainer, like the easy way to say it is you, like, if I'm going to Chick-fil-A once, like not once, like let's say it's once a day, bro, I'm gonna get fat as fuck. Like bro, your habits like that, oh, like, and it's their pleasure to serve you. Like they're getting paid to do this, they're doing that. Like that's another thing. We can go into perception all we want, but like when if you're doing that shit and you're getting stuff multiple times a week, uh how you perceive things and like what you put into your body, those type of habits, it's like fuck. Like if you're really down on yourself, like in your gut of gut saying, if it's your gut saying don't get this, and then your ego's like, oh my god, I need me some Chick-fil-A, like you got to understand what kind of talk that is, because your gut's going to talk to you, your brain is going to talk to you, and your ego's going to talk to you. It's a lot of fucking voices.
mm. but
That's a
but the
lot of
distinct
voices.
And the distinction you got to make, the thing you got to be aware of, and the thing you got to know, you got to remind yourself is that you are not those voices. Those voices are not you. You are the thing that is aware of those voices. You feel me?
Exactly. If your brain is thinking, you're the thing doing the thinking.
You're the no. You're not even the thing. You're the thing looking at the thing doing the thinking. You're the factory manager looking at the factory, seeing what products are being produced, and you gotta check. Okay, is this product quality? Is this product gonna make
inventory? I feel you taking inventory.
Inventory, like it's quality control. That's what you gotta make. You gotta do quality control on how you talk to yourself in your mind. The inner dialogue you got. You have to. It's not even control, but it's quality control, because you got to say, okay, is this thought going to improve my life? No? Okay. Then I'm not going to give it any weight in my life. I'm not going to give it any more attention. You feel me? It can still be there. It can still exist, but I'm not going to give it my focus. Because your focus, because this is the thing I was thinking about and I realized was your focus what you what you pay attention to is what you spend time on. Because every time you look at something, you focus on something, that takes time and energy. And so you have to be very, very, very particular. You got to be very particular and you have to have a very long vetting process in whether that thing is worth you spending your energy on.
Yo, exactly, because it's like your energy's big. Like, if you waste your time on social media, like scrolling through Instagram, let's say you waste so much time just scrolling through shit. Just in general, like me and you have done well, you and I, I'm gonna fix the grammar, but you and I have we've literally cut out social media. We both have the same kind of idealism when it comes to that. Like, only reason I use social media is for my brand and my business. Shout out Macaulay, follow it if you're listening to this shit. If you don't, hey, that's a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. But that's the thing is, you gotta like, that's all it should be used for. You can't let social media use you. You have to use social media, and it's the same thing with anybody else or anything else. Like in general, you can't. Oh yeah. That I gotta give to my boy. Like he really put us onto that information. Like, but you can't let it use you, because that's pretty much what it is. You're watching other people do shit. At the end of the day, that's all it is. Like, that's what social media is you're watching people do fake shit, the best of their best, because they're like, oh, I need a picture. Like, I'll say this. Like, we were in Cali. Like, remember when we went to Cali? And we were kind of like, oh, we need to get an Instagram flick. We need to get this. We need to get that. Bro, the best times in Cali were not even meant to be taking photos of. Like, our best time in Cali, our best times when we were in Cali were not taking photos of. Like, the beach was cool, but that's where we got some flicks. The backyard was cool. Like, the backyard was vibes, dude. The times we were out there and we were like smoking and then just vibing out back there, like, those times weren't recorded. Those times weren't. It's just these talks. Like, it's a talk like we're having right now. That's how we were. We've been on this wave since we were 17, dude. Like,
no lie.
No lie. We'd wake up, get some coffee, go cool it out in the back in California. Like, we take risks. Like, we have a good old time. Like, the best time should not be, oh, I need to take a photo for this, for the Instagram. For the gram. I need people to see this. I need people to validate me. I need likes to validate myself. And a lot of people listen to this. If you're hearing this, a part of that's going to resonate with you no matter what, because everybody who uses social media is going to feel that way. Everybody. It's not an uncommon feeling. Not at all. So when you feel that and it's like, oh, that weird little tingling in your stomach, and like, oh, that might be right. And then you start to doubt yourself. You start to feel insecure about yourself. Like, that's completely fine. That's how you know it's real.
Oh, so wait, what you talking about specifically? When you what situation are you referring to when you get that tingling in your stomach? What are you talking about?
The valid, like posting on social media. Like, as you hear people say, oh, I hate Instagram. I hate Snapchat. I hate this. If you really hated it and you didn't feel some sort of way, have some insecurity, and you didn't need attention, you would not be on it.
That's an addict right there.
That is an addict. Addiction is part of the human mentality. Addiction is just bad habits. That's all it is. That's all addiction really is bad habits
Addic-
that your brain is just.
Addiction is your compulsive behavior fighting against your conscious behavior, in
Oh,
my opinion.
bars. No, that's a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it.
Because I catch myself on Instagram and I'm like, damn, I look at this shit and I'm like, man, I'm like, what am I what is coming out of this, right? I'm like, nothing except for dopamine. I'm like, I'm legitimately the same shit. The thing is like people your brain and your body don't know the difference between a little bump of cocaine and a little time on social media. Your body doesn't know the difference. It's the same chemical. It's the
Oh my
same
God. What
process.
was it? What was it? I heard somebody talking about it. It's the same thing when it comes to like that's one of the things with like masturbation and stuff like that. It's the same thing. It's an artificial it's an artificial dopamine hit, and it's the same like chemical reaction as doing heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need it that bad. It's
And
nuts. It's
well,
nuts how it
and
compares to that.
and it's as easy as hitting a button. If you were put in a room that you hit a button and it just gave you the like one of the best feeling, one biologically programmed to be the best feeling you can have. If you had that button, bro, how are you gonna sit a man in that room and be like, don't press that button?
Yeah.
How are you gonna do that? The amount of focus you gotta have, and the amount of like self discipline you gotta have to sit in a room with a button. And but this is the thing, it's not just that button's just not in a room. That button's wherever you go. Like that button is always there. Like you could
But you
always be
also got
like,
to realize like this is the other thing about that not to combat what you're saying, but the other side of that situation is if you put somebody in a room, right, and you tell them don't press that button, then you're
oh
gonna have
yeah,
the people. You're gonna have the people who are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna press the button because you told me not to." Then you're gonna
yeah,
have the people who follow the rules, and then you're gonna have people like me and you who are gonna be like, "Why shouldn't I?" Like, what is stopping me from not from pressing this button? What is like? Is it the feelings of worry? Is it the anxiety?
mm,
Like, we're gonna dive into the whys, and then we're gonna look at the button and we're gonna figure out what is this button gonna do. We're gonna check all the boxes and we're gonna be like, okay, what happens if I hit this button?
that
Like,
ass.
what not what could happen? What is gonna happen if I hit this button?
And
It's not.
sometimes you gotta press and sometimes you gotta press the button to find out. And that's
Yeah, exactly.
and that's taking calculated risks. That's what a
That is
calculated risk is.
calculated risk. Yeah, dude. Just you can't just be stupid impulsive. Like, I've trained my mind to the point where it's like my impulsive behaviors are calculated impulsive behaviors. It's calculated because no matter what, like, I've trained my body subconsciously to be like, all right, let's make the best decision possible in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I work for. That's what I work on. So that's kind of how I do it. So the type of decisions I make, I try to do it with the best intentions for myself and the best that it could be.
That's the thing, man. It's like a lot of things are lost in that compulsive behavior because, um, I mean, I believe we live in a bunch of different realities. Like I believe we live in a physical reality of our biology where we're
The
being
3D,
told.
the third dimension.
But not even that, but just our physical, like the things that we're aware of and the things that control us, our being. You know what I'm saying? Like and by being, I mean all of the things that can impact the environment around us that we would associate as us, right? That's what
The
I mean by
physically the things around us that can physically impact our bodies. The physical,
yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, with
the third
our
dimension, the physical.
but I believe there's a lot of things pulling at our strings that we just aren't aware of because we live in all these different realities. Like we live in a conscious reality, and like our physical bodies aren't aware of the future or the past. That's why the imagination and the memory function of our I don't know what you would say our mind or our whatever our brains. That's why that process is so powerful over us, because that's why it can cause us to commit suicide. That's why it can cause us to commit murder. That's why it can cause us to to have depression, like to be depressed all day, every day. Like that's why, because our bodies, if we get trapped, if our conscious mind gets overwhelmed by the compulsive strings that are being pulled by our physiology, we will be susceptible to anything in our environment. But what it comes down to, in order to disassociate and in order to have some semblance of harmony, you have to break things down into categories. You have to make some definitions. Like for me, the biggest thing, because like I'll speak very openly and freely about this. I'm a very anxious person. Not my being, but like I have a lot of anxious tendencies from just the way I observe how my body reacts. I am not anxious. I have anxious tendencies. You feel me? So
Oh yeah,
so when
no, I get that. I feel like
yeah.
that's your fight or flight response.
Yeah, so when I see shit and it makes me feel something inside of me, the biggest thing that helped me out of anxiety, and I'm talking like it started when I was a kid, right? So obviously, Danny, you know this because we homies and we talked about this shit all the time. But I'm talking for the pod. So it started when I was young. Like I would have situations where I would be in a convenience store, and I would know the clerk. Like I would have like a fairly a cool
A
relationship. Like
relationship, a relationship.
exactly,
You'd be vibing, like you know each other.
exactly.
If you see each other on a daily basis, like that's one thing that just ticks me off sometimes about people. Like if I see you multiple times and we cross paths a lot, right? Like weekly, like more than once a week, just say what's up. Like, what's the problem with
Yeah,
that? We are
just
in each
find
other's
out your name.
lives a little bit. Just be like, yo, what's up? Like, we can be acquaintains. It's not
This
like,
is
oh,
the thing.
every time I see a guy, like a dude, I'm not like, yo, we're boys. Like, no, that's not how the fuck it works. If I see a
You
girl, I'm
could,
like, no, I'm not hitting on you. I'm not sexually attracted to you. Like, we're just people. Like, we see each other on a daily basis. Why would we make anything awkward? Why would we force any awkward behavior? Like, there's things that you can teach me possibly, and there's possibly things I could teach you. Like, there's benefits to having a relationship with somebody.
but that perspective requires disassociation from you know your
Physical
emotions.
feelings, yeah. And like that's
Like
what I'm starting to get better at. Like I'd say I'm very good. I'm not gonna say good. Good's a limitation of a word, but
mm,
I'd say I have good confidence in my approach to people. Like I can just say what's up and spark a conversation with people. Like I'm
yeah.
good like that, and like I'm not afraid to do that. I said good again. Shit, but like
So, but so let me get back to what I'm saying. So the situation that I come from was being in a a convenience store, for example, like 14, 15, and I would grab my shit, come up to the thing, but I would be nervous as fuck to have a passing conversation with the clerk. Hi, how you doing? Good. Bada bada boom boom boom. Nothing in depth, nothing like personal, nothing like below surface value. Like like nothing below that. Like just a pure surface conversation. Just how you doing? Bada 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 bada. Grab my shit, leave. Right. But I was nervous as fuck to have that conversation. Whereas I would wander around the aisles for minutes, bro. Like I would have all the shit I was gonna get, but I would be like nervous. So coming from that, like I dealt with that by just doing it over and over and over again. But I didn't deal with that emotion that I felt. Like I was still feeling that emotion, but I just had the technical ability to communicate better, right? So because I just got older and I got more experience with language and communicating to people, but that emotion was still underneath me, right? And so the big thing with anxiety, bro, is disassociating and saying, you know, this emotion, and this is a big step I took recently, in the past year, that this emotion is not me. This thing is not me. I am the thing that's aware of it, but it is not me. It only controls me as much as I allow it to control me.
yeah, you're letting
It,
go. You just have that.
it,
It's that art of letting go.
exactly, and you're using it. You're actually using, because you're able to use that because what I found, right, is that there's a very thin line between anxiety and excitement.
Yeah, dude, like crazy. Some people think, oh, I'm anxious before this game. I'm so nervous. No, you're so excited. Like it's all like that's why I like perception. Because perception's cool like that. Like the way you can do, the way it's the same thing when you were going back to those emotions like depression and anxiety. It's all about how you perceive a situation. At
Yeah,
the end
because
of
if you,
the day,
mm-hmm.
the end of the day, like that's another thing with training your habits, like how we're going back to habits, right? Shit's come a full circle. Like habits, if you're anxious about something, you're gonna have a habit that keeps you away from that anxiety. You're gonna have habits that try to keep you away from that or keep you
You're
away
gonna
and
have,
guard
you're
you
gonna
and keep you safe.
yeah,
You have
you're gonna have,
you have your safeguards, and you got to be able to be willing to take risks and put yourself out
yep,
there and just
yep.
experience and push through those anxieties.
Even
Because
if you don't know, yeah.
exactly, because the people who
Even if
say
you, we'll go.
the
Go
people
ahead.
who say that they don't oh, I can't do that, like it scares me too much, it makes me like I can't do it, I can't do it. Those people live in fear, and fear is such a controlling emotion because fear can lead to so much other stuff. Like fear leads
And
to anger, fear
I was
leads to
thinking,
stress,
yeah.
like all those underlying feelings, like anger, sadness, all this stuff, it all stems from anxiety
And anxiety for me,
and
that
fear.
anxiety speaks to insecurity. Anxiety is excitement mixed with insecurity. And because if you have excitement and confidence, it doesn't matter what is going in front of you. If you're excited about it and you're confident in your abilities, you're gonna want to do it. But if you're excited but you're unconfident in your abilities, you're gonna be more hesitant because you're more likely to be put into an awkward situation in which you are not going to perform at your best. So your biology is gonna your body's gonna be like you're just gonna be like nah, we don't need to do that because that could be uncomfortable, that could be painful, you know.
Yeah, that this could happen, this could happen. You start living in expectation. That's when you start living
Imagination
in expectation.
imagination starts working against you.
Yeah, dude, it's like the internal dialogue. Like I love hearing people talk about this too. Is like the internal dialogue you have with yourself. Like having that positive self-talk is huge because I used to have doubting talk with myself. Like when it came to
Mm-hmm.
sports, like if I had a baseball game or like, oh, I knew I was good at baseball, like I would have these things. I would have visualizations, and it would be like me striking out. It would never be
Ooh.
me. Yeah, dude. Like I personally have self-destructive tendencies because it's like my subconscious was always like, nah, man, you ain't good enough. You ain't. I would let people like get in my head, and then I ended up getting in my own head. I am my biggest enemy. That's what I've learned about
Yep.
myself. Is it's like it's not that other people limited me; it's that I limited myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the person I am,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm someone with limitless potential because I truly believe that, and I'm truly confident in my abilities. Like I'm confident what I can do, and I'm confident that I can change the world. Like I'm
And just
confident
the
in
thing,
shit. I know it's gonna happen because
yeah.
I have a plan. I have steps to get me there. Like, and I know how to do it.
But hey Danny, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody has limitless potential.
Exactly. It's
I'm gonna
not
tell you
just
because
me. It's the fact
it's
that you
not.
gotta say that shit. You gotta believe it.
You have to be that person with limited. You have to believe you're that person with limited potential to unlock that. That's the shit. When you send me that Kung Fu Panda shit, that's
Oh
why I like
yeah,
watching that shit over.
yeah.
That's that shit. That's that shit because it's like
That
it's
movie is
not a
so good. I
there's
highly
there's
suggest anybody listening to this, if you're at
mm-hmm,
an age where
facts.
you can appreciate the present at all, like, and you understand appreciating the present, that movie is fantastic because it's like, even if it's not even, like, my favorite character isn't a main character. My favorite
Nah,
character is that turtle.
that's
What's
Master
his name?
Oogway. What the
Master
fuck with
Oogway.
you?
Master Oogway is
That's a,
that dude. He's that
that's that
dude.
dude, bro.
Simply for
Oh
the
my.
fact because it's like when he was faced with adversities, he was faced with stresses, he was faced with anxiety. Other people were
Mm-hmm.
projecting their anxiety on him. They were projecting their problems on him.
Exactly.
This is
What if
bad.
that
This
happens?
is happening. Living in fear,
Oh
right?
God. What if Tai Long gets away? What if he
What if he's
escapes? What are we gonna
Tai
do?
Lung is coming? He's coming. Yo, that is bad. That is pretty bad. Like that's how he would react. He's just like, oh, all right, well, you got to deal with it now. Like, why would you expect the shitstorm if a shit?
You know
If,
what the
like, why would you
crazy shit?
expect? Like, bro, imagine you see gray clouds, right? And all you expect is a nor'easter or a
Mm-hmm.
hurricane every time you see gray clouds. It could just fucking be cloudy. Like just deal with it. Like if you see, oh my god, it's so gray outside. Like it's gonna rain. It looks like this. Like, bro, who cares? Just deal with it. If it rains, go outside and run in the rain. Have you ever just run in the rain before? You ever just run in the rain? That's so much fun. You ever just walk on the ground barefoot? You ever get an urge to just pull your car over and go for a hike? You ever just like, oh, maybe I should do this? Start acting on those fucking impulses before.
Bro, this is the thing. Is like if it's gonna rain, don't go outside. Just bring an umbrella. What you mean?
Like it's raining. Just find the best way to go about it. Like instead of being like, oh, it's raining, I have to run. That's my favorite thing. Is like seeing people run in the rain to get to their cars because they think it's acid. Like they think I'm melting. No, that's not. It's raining.
You're gonna be wet for
like 60% water.
You're more like you're more in your environment now than you were when it wasn't raining.
It's so strange.
It's like a fish trying to freaking out because it's in water, cuz.
It's like a fish. It's like, oh my god, like there's fish food. I don't know if I can eat this.
It might kill me.
I might die. Like what?
I'm not gonna lie, fish food. It doesn't look natural as fuck though. I'm not gonna lie,
man. Like fish food, if you're putting a fish in a bowl, that's just meant to be in the ocean. Like
that's why fish,
we can start on like institutions and zoos and shit like that eventually. But I like this conversation's going. Like,
but now, so this is what I was thinking. It's the craziest part, bro. You know, I'm talking Shifu. His fear is what allowed Tai Lung to escape.
Literally, bro, he manifested that. How crazy was that?
With the flout, with the feathers,
with the goose, the goose manifested it, bro.
The goose didn't manifest it. The goose
didn't manifest it, but Shifu manifested it. Like the goose set it in action. The goose set that manifestation in action because he projected his fears. He projected that emotion out into the world, so that emotion became reality. That emotion, not that emotion, but like that emotional connection to what could be, turned it into what is. It turned what could be to what is, straight up, bro. Because it's like, imagine you're just stressing, and that's the craziest part, is because he did that with fear. Now imagine you do that with positivity, and you do that with ambition, and you do that with drive.
And you do that with calm.
With calm and confidence.
Imagine that, bro. Imagine having like the most drive your being can produce, but using it calmly. Imagine, like, think about how powerful that shit is. Like, that's one thing with animals that I've realized with dogs and just in animals in general. It's life or death. When you're interacting with them, when they're interacting with the world, it's life or death all times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the way to handle the situation is not to be life or death and be angry and be like forceful. It's to understand. It's to have that mindset of, okay, this is life or death, but I'm still gonna be calm. Being calm in the face of death and the death of you and your pack, being able to be calm in that situation, that's what animals respect. That's what people respect. If you're able to go through a shitty situation and you're able to be as calm and as clear-minded and as objective and, you know, impartial as you possibly can be, man, that's what makes you a person who they're supposed to be.
That's that's your fight or flight response is what they call it. But it's just like, when you can't really, it's hard to train yourself for that unless you're putting yourself in those situations.
I believe there are situations you can train yourself into, like, any moment.
I'm not gonna hop a cage at the zoo and go hang out with the tigers.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, any moment that you feel any negative emotion, whether it be fear, whether it be anxiety, whether it be anger, whether it be anything, and even any moment you feel any positive emotion, it doesn't matter. Anytime you feel emotion and you can and you can channel that emotion into calm, because what calm is essentially, for me, like my
Hit them with the bar. The bar. I love when I tell people about what you say is like when you're breathing and you in a state of calmness, in a state of steadiness, in a state of just not anxiety, like subtle anxiety, right? Like you're suppressing your anxiety because you're just letting it go. You're in the letting go phase. When you told me calm surrender, like that was just such a way to do, because you're surrendering to the fact, like, yo, this might happen, this could happen. I could die in a minute. I could die right now. I could have a heart attack right now. You can. That shit could happen at any moment. Boom, snap your finger, you could be gone. Anything, accidents, they fucking happen. Don't worry about them, because the moment you start worrying about them is the moment you start driving, and then that time you tense up and get in an accident. Every time I've been in a life-threatening accident, I've let go. I have literally let go. There's been a time where I was skiing, I landed on my head. I blacked out midair on a jump, and I landed flat on my head.
Well, you let go.
I let go, and I had no injuries. I had no injuries.
And that's what it is, man. It's any situation in which you feel a negative emotion. When you're calm in that emotion, you are conscious. Because when you're calm, you're not being controlled by any emotion. Because calm is consciousness. Calm is not being influenced by your environment. Calm is the only influence is your judgment, is your consciousness, your objective opinion of the situation. Because if you're calm, because the things that mess up the
moment, like, where literally anything can happen to you at any point in time.
Hello, mic check. I just got kicked out, yo. Hello. Mic check. Mic check. Hello. What it do? What it be? What it is? Or what's up? Got your new club. Hello?
How you're speaking, law of vibration. We can get into that another time, obviously. But
Hello.
now you're back. I was just spitting facts.
Bet. Yeah, my shit.
So like, geez, there we go. That's
what was the last thing you heard me say?
I heard some. You were in the middle of your sentence about calmness.
Oh, what was I saying though? Like where was I at? I'm gonna just start.
We were talking about like how I said when you just like surrender to it. Like I just let go when I almost got when I got in my accident, like my skiing accident.
Yeah. Okay, so
the path.
So this yeah. Okay, so for me, calmness is consciousness.
Yeah, this is where you were at.
Okay, yeah. So that's really what I wanted to say. Like that's really the thought that goes through my head because when you're calm, you're not being because a person who's not calm, a person who's not consciousness is really the most objective view of the situation, because the true consciousness is awareness, right? And awareness is only as useful as it is objective, right? So you cannot have a biased awareness
outlook on anything. You can't have a bias.
Anything.
Yeah, anything. You got to look at everything from a different perspective, because I literally put this shit on my Instagram story, like through Merrimack Elite. Like, bro, perspectiveness is one of wisdom's greatest teachings, straight up, because you can use perspectiveness to you can use it to get your way if you want to do it that way, but you can use it to gain so much knowledge in general. Like, perspective is crazy, because if you understand why someone's acting a certain way and you understand why they're doing that, you got to have a why for everything you do. That's what we're titling the next one, a why for everything you do. That's gonna be the next pod, because that we could go for an hour and a half, 2 hours on just you and me. Like, bro, you got to have a why for everything, because perspective is like, I'm trying to figure out how to put it better. Like, perspective is knowing other people, is understanding why other people are doing what they're doing. So if you can get in their shoes, people say in empathy, step into my shoes, step into my shoes. Like, really emotionally invest yourself in how they're feeling. Emotionally invest yourself in their situation and how they look at it. Ask for their opinion. People love to talk about their opinions. So that's what I do is if I feel a certain way, like if I overstepped a boundary and I feel guilty about it, I go to that person and I ask, why do you do this? Because I'm feeling this feeling right now. I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling bad for what I said. And I want to know why you feel your way. Because if I stay very stagnant and I stay very ignorant to their feelings, then it's only going to hinder my ability to better other people and help change other people's lives. If that's really my goal, then I have to make a conscious effort. I have to make a conscious effort in order to really understand other people's perspectives and why other people feel the way they're feeling.
Yep.
You gotta practice what you preach, man. Like,
I mean, the distinction you have to make is, and I 100% agree. The distinction you got to make with that is that you can't let their emotions dictate your actions without your input. Like, you can emotions and other people's emotions. This is where it's at. I was talking to my friend Chantel about this last night, and we were talking about emotions as a whole, like, and what they do and how to use them properly. Hold on one second.
But emotions, no, I like where you're gonna head with this, to be honest.
All right, hold on. So what I'm saying is, like, all emotions is information. It's just information. It's another sense. So if you're dealing with a person and they're feeling a certain way, you have to say, okay, now what are they feeling? Okay, now that I know what they're feeling, because that's what I have. I have a very high emotional intelligence, emotional IQ.
So men or boys, listen to this shit. You gotta tune in now, because this is what, if you're worrying about women right now, like, this is what women really love, is like emotional intelligence. If you can understand how you're feeling and communicate what you're feeling, it goes a long way, because women are more emotionally intelligent than men are.
Yes,
they're way more in tune with their emotions, and that's where women have that upper edge. They really do.
But it's not always an upper edge. It's an upper edge in the fact in their world, because they have a valuable resource that they control, right? That's why they have the upper edge, because, so if you don't play their game, you don't get to have kids, you don't get to have, sex, you don't get to do anything. Like, that's
when you eliminate that whole possibility, man.
That's another level. But
we're gonna get into that later. We ain't talking about that right now. That's another pod.
This is the basics right here. But what I'm saying is, emotional intelligence is being truly emotionally intelligent is being able to read someone. The first part is being able to read someone's emotions and read your own emotions, right? And the second part is being able to understand the biases that could pervert those, or could filter those emotions in order to make them be, in order to make them be produced in a certain way. Like, if you see someone who's very angry and you didn't really say anything to make that person angry, it could just be their upbringing that made them angry. It could just be their personal experience that, is messing with them and they haven't dealt with, right? Exactly. So you have to be aware of their biases. And number three, you have to view emotions as simply information to inform your decisions in how to act in this world, right? You can't let the emotions dictate, oh, this person's angry, then I'm going to stop doing the behavior that makes them angry, because what makes them angry may be the right thing to do.
Yeah. So exactly. So you have to know why they're acting a certain way. That's perspective. Know why they're acting a certain way, so you can make the best decision possible for the betterment of everybody.
Yep. And the more you're able to control your own emotions, the more you're able to self-regulate. The more you are able to really understand other people and understand, and have compassion. The more you have understanding of yourself and have compassion for yourself, the more you naturally have compassion for other people, because you won't have that superiority complex. that you have if you're not as introspective. If you're really aware of your flaws and you're truly, okay with them, or you're truly
aware of them.
Aware of them, and you're truly at peace with the process of dealing with them, and
there you go. Yep,
making progress on them. If you're truly at peace with that, you won't get mad. You really will not get as mad. You won't. I mean, you can still get upset, but that's not.
You gotta help yourself before you can help other people. Because if you don't, imagine this is a cool analogy I like to use, right? Imagine you're on a ship, right? Like you're sailing on a ship, and there's another ship. You both entered the same storm. You and your crew dealt with it perfect. You and your crew dealt with it very well. But your ship obviously took damage. It's a storm. You're not going to weather the storm perfect. You never will, right? You are never going to weather the storm and just be perfectly okay. Like there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something that's wrong. Not even wrong. There's always going to be something that got broken, right? Always. So imagine out of both those ships. Let's say one ship was cooling. One ship had medium damage. Like it had damage done to it, right? The other ship got obliterated, sunk, and their crew is out there. But you can't. And let's say you bring your ship over to them, and you didn't make any repairs, and you try to help all of them. And then once getting all of them up out of the water happens, another storm comes, and now both of your ships are wrecked. So what did you just do? You wrecked your ship. So you went out of your way to help somebody else to get all of them out the water. It was great intentions, fantastic intentions, but you were broken yourself, and you didn't take the time to fix that. You didn't take the time to take inventory and fix that shit. So now your ship is sunk. So now you're both in the same place. You had a weakness.
And now not only is your crew in danger of dying and possibly dead, not only are you dead and your crew is dead, but now you are not able to save anyone else in the sea.
And you can't even save yourself at that point. So now let's say rewind all that. Let's say you're at the same scenario, both ships enter, same situation happens, and you're broken. Let's say you take time to take inventory, and let's say you realize, oh man, that you take literally less than an hour, and you're like, oh man, the damage wasn't even that bad. You get to fixing it immediately, and you put your people on it. You put your crew on it, and you help your crew, and you're over there fixing your ship, right? And let's say you see that other crew. You have a life raft. You send somebody on the life raft. You realize, oh, we have enough. We can send somebody out there and go communicate with them. So send that guy out there. You're like, yo, we're going to fix the ship. We're going to come get y'all. So you were in the process of fixing your ship while you're relaying the message, right? So you're always working on yourself, working on your ship. And now, let's say you fix it 90%, 100%, and you admit, hey, our ship isn't 100% right now, but we can come out there right now and we'll be able to weather another storm with y'all. Right? We'll be able to handle a little more damage because simply for the fact that we've built ourselves back. We've fixed the ship. We've restructured the ship. Y'all can hop on this, and that's how and look at that. You saved the whole crew. You took that little extra time because they're suffering. They're going to suffer no matter what. No matter what, those people out in the water are going to suffer. Now, it's up to you whether it's up to you. Hey, they might. But what's the difference if you save them and they don't get eaten by a shark? And let's say you go out there and your ship's 6, and then all of a sudden you all get eaten by sharks.
Everybody get eaten by sharks.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, let's say that shit happened. Like, you can't control what happens to other people. You can do your best to help them, but if you put yourself out there when you're vulnerable and you haven't fixed yourself, you can get eaten by the fucking sharks.
And that's what it is, man. It's not putting other people above yourself. I mean, it's
not realizing that you're better than other people. You're not. It's just the fact that you have to worry about you.
It's not that you're better than no. It's not that you're better than someone. It's that you have to be at your best to help someone.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be secure enough with yourself and be in a great place yourself to do that.
And if you're not there, you will not be able to help someone correctly because you will be coming from a broken place. And the blind leading the blind at that point, brother. Exactly,
bro.
That's gonna happen. What you gonna? And that's why, like, honestly, like coming from coming from my background of Christianity, that's why I see a lot of useful analogies. Like this is the speck in your own eye to remove you have to remove the speck in your own no, you gotta remove the log in your own eye in order to remove the speck in your brother's eye.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? Like that's
good, bro.
That's a verse. It's the same thing. You gotta have that, you know, that self awareness, and that ability to be at your best. You have to be at your best in order to help other people. You have to be unencumbered with your own insecurities, with your own
you have to admit them.
Problems. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is like that's what true confidence is. True confidence is admitting your shortfalls, your insecurities, your failures. True confidence is not, you know, I never lose. That's not what true
accepting your
confidence
flaws, man. You got to accept your flaws to become a better person. Dead ass.
And that's the thing, man. The moment you accept that you are just as susceptible to life as everybody else, that's the moment you become superhuman.
That's it, man.
Because
on that note, Miles,
damn,
we gotta put a pen in this.
Mm-hmm.
And we coming back next time. Thank y'all for joining us for this intro session of the KnowItAlls.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you. Appreciate every one of you. I'm grateful for everybody. I'm grateful for you, Miles. Grateful for my brother. I love you, bro.
Love you too, homie.
Grateful for all y'all listening to this. Share this. Put questions out there.
Put questions, write notes.
Put questions. Interact.
Talk to us.
If you see me in person, if you see any of us in person, talk to us. Give us information. Let us know how you liking it. Let us know this. Just speak your truth. That's pretty much it, yo. Just keep being you. That's all I gotta say. Be safe, be good, and be you. And that's that. Well,
hey, man,
thank you for listening to the KnowItAll podcast.
Appreciate y'all. Listen, y'all can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on YouTube. You can subscribe. We working on putting this shit on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. We working this shit on putting on everything else. For right now,
Instagram. We gonna get this shit popping. Don't you worry.
It's gonna be popping. Get in on the ground floor, okay? Because you're gonna be able to say, "Listen, I was here. Listen,
exactly, man.
Hop on the elevator
with us.
That's what I'm saying. So you catch us on YouTube. KnowItAll Pod. That's the YouTube channel. KnowItAll Pod. Follow that shit. Subscribe.
Follow us on KnowItAll Pod at Instagram. So Instagram account KnowItAll Pod. This is sponsored by Merrimack Ali. This is sponsored by Miles Tachi. This is sponsored by Danny Andriolo. And I hope y'all be great today. Keep doing you.
All love.
Peace. All love.